Hey guys, how's it going? Got the port work done on my last was stock 620. Well, it probably won't be my last one I ever own. Time one of these pops up and it's a good deal, I seem to pick it up. But I went and double checked my numbers, triple checked them. I will show you the port work and then I'll talk about the numbers and what I did. This should be a pretty crispy saw. It should still have decent torque because it's got, you know, it's not a super high roof build. It's in fact, after all the machine work and moving the exhaust landed back on 104 after reshaping everything. She's dry. It's got the rings on it, so it's a little bit stiff. I didn't feel like pulling rings. I did not cut the case out. I wanted to see what would happen. Well, for one, I don't feel like cutting the case out. So let's see. Already getting it all dirty. There's the lower transfer work. There's the intake. I did widen it, dropped it just a little bit. I can't go crazy on the width. I did widen the exhaust a little bit, but I can't go crazy. 620s, you can't go crazy if you're running the 620 piston. If you put the 590 piston in, you can go pretty wide on the exhaust if you want. The pin locator on a 620 is on the exhaust side there. You go too wide, you will hang a ring and pop it. Ask me how I know. I've been there, done that. There's the exhaust. Good enough for who it's for. I did not use compound on it, but polished it up good enough for what I'm going to do. These things have a beautiful shaped combustion chamber. I love a 620 combustion chamber. They're just awesomely shaped. Now, I've done this on other saws. I did raise the secondary up past the primary. I've done that on other saws and had good results. I've never done it to a 620, so I thought to myself, why not give it a shot? Let's see what happens. On the intake port, there's ever so slightly just a hint of mouse ears, ever so slightly. I did a lunged intake on one of these once and wasn't totally happy with the results. It ran okay, but I liked the saw better after I filled the lungs back in. But so let's talk about the numbers. This is what I'm gonna call a medium blowdown saw. After the machine work, which that's, you know, cutting off the base here. I've never had a 620 hit here. I've never had to cut the bottom here. I've never had a 620 even remotely try to hit. You can't do a whole lot, but I'm at 22,000 squish, 104 on the exhaust, 81 on the intake, and if you go off from flow of the transfer, it's 128 and 126. They're flip-flop now compared to what they were before. Before it was 123 and 125. Well, they're flip-flop now. So I'm happy with that. It gives me, if you go off from the chamfer, it's 123, 125. But I'm going off from flow, and I've got 24 and 22 degrees of blowdown. I'm happy with that. I've typically run these with about 28 degrees of blowdown. I've had pretty good results with. But I wanted to do a little bit different build. These things are pretty nasty saws with a muffler mod. I do got it. This still has all the factory limiters and stuff in the carburetor, and I'm debating on while it's here, if I shouldn't just pop that carb apart, I have a nozzle. I might hammer that nozzle out and pop in a different nozzle and make it a fully 100% fully adjustable, non-fixed, semi-fixed jet carb. That's one complaint a lot of guys have with these. I typically don't have a problem, but I guess it has something to do with elevation. Some guys can't tune them out. I've never run into that, but I've heard other people have. So I think I'll probably do that probably tomorrow. I'll probably get the cylinder on and gooped, bolted down so the goop can cure overnight, and then tomorrow when I get out of work I can come home and putter on the carburetor and stuff. But so hopefully you guys can get a real good. There's a little bit of carbon staining up there in the top. That's just going to come right back as soon as I start running the saw. But we're going to see what, and I didn't really open this opening up anymore. I haven't noticed, on 620s, I haven't noticed any super noticeable things by that. So, but there we go. So that's what I chose to go with. We'll see how it goes. It will be running. There we got curb cleaner spattered all over it. We'll be running the buckshot muffler with twin 3/4 pipes. We'll see how she does. Should be a pretty rowdy little saw. I checked the case is smaller than what these are, so it's not going to run into a wall. It'll go from small to wider. And I've took these out super big, and I've also not touched them. And this is one saw that I really haven't noticed going super big or leaving them super small. This is one saw that doesn't seem that picky on the transfers. I do know if you make these too big, they dump off torque like crazy. The upper transfers, I do know that for sure, for certain. I've got a cylinder around here floating around that could be used as a spare if need be. It's got pretty decent top end, but she has no punch to the bottom end. And I think if I remember right, I think that one had like 17, 16 degrees blowdown, something like that. It was me trying to blow down build quite a few years ago, and a couple of years ago, I just wasn't happy with it. So, but so we'll try what this does with 24 and 22 degrees blow down with the rolls flipped. I can't remember all the models. I've tried that too. So sometimes I'll flip sometimes I fire them both at the same time. Sometimes I flip them. Some saws I can't tell the difference between what transfer I fire first, and then other ones seem a little bit peppier, pull a little bit better. So we'll just have to see what this one's gonna do. But all right, you guys have a good one. Enjoy your night.